Hi everyone, welcome to FTM Energy LLC. Today what we're going to do is we're going to be changing this faucet out, which will be replaced by this one. Okay, what I'm going to show you first is how the parts that go for this and how they are integrated with the sink itself. Now, what we want to do is show you what we need for the parts here. We need, these are no-burst lavatory supplies, which are great faucet supplies. These are no-burst and they're really excellent for making sure that nothing happens to your water supply to your faucet. So we'll need two of those, one for the hot and one for the cold. And here is our faucet, the new faucet. Now there's a base underneath here that what we'll do is put that on first. And once this particular faucet is out, there are three holes here. This is a 4-inch center set faucet. So here's what it would look like once it goes through the sink. This will go through, and right here we're going to put some silicone caulking. With the plastic parts, they don't want you to use plumber's putty, but it depends. Some other manufacturers say it's okay to use plumber's putty, but for this particular one, they want you to use a silicone caulking. So it goes through like that, and from underneath the sink, underneath here, what we will do is we'll put these on right like this, and we'll tighten them up until they reach the bottom of the sink. And this is what anchors this faucet to the sink. So that's what we'll do. We'll do one for each side. And this is just an open view so you see how the assembly works. And we'll put it up like that, and then the bottom of the sink's right there, and that would hold it in place. Pop-up assembly, drain assembly is in really good condition. So we're going to leave that in place. We're not going to actually do this. So in essence what we'll be doing is we'll be just taking this out and putting the new faucet in. Now the tools that are needed for that are right down here. We need what they call a basin wrench, which once you get underneath the assembly, the sink itself, the basin wrench will tighten these down for you because it's so hard to reach them underneath. So you need a basin wrench, you need the adjustable wrench for right here, where these particular lav risers will connect to the shutoff. So we'll need these to loosen them up and then tighten them down once we're completed. And with this particular place, we have plenty of sunlight so we can see underneath what's going on. But in a lot of cases you won't have that, so obviously we need to use a flashlight to get in underneath there and take a look at it. So what we'll do is the next segment will be showing you how the faucet is going to be coming out, and in turn will be replaced. Hi everyone, we're going to start again by showing you the shutoffs that I was talking about earlier that we have to get at. And what we'll be doing is be shutting those off. I'll show you how to do that. And we're going to be taking off the lav risers here. And as we get underneath the sink assembly, we're going to be able to take apart the plastic nuts that are up there, as well as the top of the lav risers. That's what we're going to be doing to take that apart, and we'll be installing the new faucet, and we will continue from there. So at this point what we'll do, as I mentioned, we're going to shut the shutoffs off, and we go righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. That's the best way to remember it, to shut them off. And we'll go over here, do the same on this side. And we have that shut off right now. So at this point we also have this plastic bucket here, just in case we have to catch any water. It's always good to have that with us. So what we'll do is we'll take a trip up on top here. We'll look at the faucet assembly, turn on the faucet, make sure there's absolutely no water coming out, and we know that the shutoffs are holding, which is a great thing. Otherwise you're going to have a mess in your hands. So at this point, due to space constriction, I'm just taking apart the bottom part of the lav riser using the adjustable wrench we mentioned earlier, and I'm turning it to the left. Remember now, lefty-loosey. Okay, we just put it in there and we catch the water. As you can see, the paper towel is also good for catching the water as well. So we have the water basically out of that, and we just take that and put it down in the toilet area, and then we'll be fine with that. Now what I'll do is I'll be disconnecting up here with the basin wrench. So how I will be doing it will be this way. If you can see the assembly, I have it on top of the lav riser, which will be loosening up. And we'll be taking it apart this way. So This is what's great about this wrench. So you hook it up to this, and that's what we're disconnecting from the faucet. And it opens up quickly, and it just disconnects this way. So that's basically what we're going to be doing underneath in there. Loosen it up. And this one is disconnected. Now we're going to do the same to the other one. So we're going to get up in there, get the top of the lav riser, and go like that, okay? So we'll get that right now. Alright, that's loose. We got that. It doesn't take much to do that with these lav. Sometimes you might have copper lav risers for the older systems. It takes a little more time. But then again, these no-burst hoses are terrific to use. So we have disconnected that. The top, and then it's the white plastic nut that we just showed you is what we're going to take the basin wrench to and turn it to the left like we did the lav riser. And that white plastic nut is nice and loose now on one side. Now I have to do the same for the other. As I mentioned, there were 3 holes for a 4-inch Senator faucet, and we did one side for the hot water stem, and then we're doing for the cold water stem we did first. Now we're doing the hot. For this one, I'm going to have to do it a little bit differently. So we're going to pull it out, and I'm going to actually have to physically get in there and take a look at it. I'm going to be showing you how we get up underneath there and what we do. If you can see, we're now connected to the plastic nut here that I'm going to move, and you can see that it is coming apart. So what I'll do is continue doing that, but I'm going to have to take the camera away. So just be removing these nuts like so. And the last thing, as you can see, it's coming apart. Now the last thing that we have to do is this particular assembly here. So this is the linkage for the pop-up, which is right here. And I'm going to be taking an adjustable wrench and then loosening that up, and this will pull right out when we're completed of loosening that system. So again, we just do this. Bear with me. That's one down. We get this one down, and it's kind of difficult when you're underneath the sink to be doing this, but it's a job you certainly can do. A decent do-it-yourself can certainly do that, and you can save some money. So again, this linkage is what I'm going to be taking the adjustable to, and just going to adjust it outside here, and we will. It doesn't take much to. Once we get this done, there we go. You just loosen it up like so, and so, and then this will continue to be loosening up, and this will pull right out. So when we put the new linkage assembly in, the pop-up itself, this is what moves the sink strainer up and down, going up and down like that. We'll put it through here again, through here, which is just the part that I loosened up here. And once we do that, I'll tighten it up and away we go. Come out just like so. And as you can see, it's come out. Again, just to show you, it's a little dirty here, which is just perfectly normal. We're going to clean up around here, and when we do that, then we'll be able to put the other faucet, in place. So, if you can see, I like to use Windex for this particular thing. What we'll do is we'll just go like that, and we'll clean it up. Okay, now as you can see, we cleaned up all this area here. Now sometimes when you have the Windex, which is what I use quite a bit, as well as Fantastic is another good product, you might have a little putty and you might have to scrape a little bit, but you have to do it gently, otherwise you'll scratch the porcelain, which is not what you want to do. But anyway, that's the last step, and try to avoid that if possible. Anyway, what we're going to be doing is we're going to put the new faucet in place, and instead, right now, I'm not going to put the silicone on. I don't think that we need to do that at this point because it's just going to take too much time. But anyway, the silicone would go right in here, right along inside here. That's where it would go, right through here, and all around the plastic assembly here. As you can see, we now have the basin wrench on the faucet nut there that we're going to tighten down to the right to make sure it's secure. Now at this point you can see that I've hand tightened the top part of the lav rise. I'm going to take the basin wrench, go up, and I'm going to connect to the top of the nut, and I'm going to turn to the right to tighten it down. Now remember, the basin wrench is a great tool for this project.
Now what we'll be doing is we're going to be taking this end of the flexible riser and we'll be installing it here. And once again, we're going to be tightening it down here. Now the adjustable wrench on this side will take care of that, tightening it down. And what we'll do, as we showed you here on this particular one, we'll do the same to the other. Okay, at this point, we're just going to put the finishing touches here. We're going to tighten down the adjustable with the adjustable right here, the lav risers. And once that's completed, and alright, that side's done. That side's done. Those two up top are done. And the last thing I mentioned before, this screw right here is now tightened down. I tightened it down, adjusted for the pop-up assembly. So at this point, the last step that I think is very important right here is to take apart the aerator assembly itself right there. The aerator is this that has to, right at the beginning of the faucet, because if there's anything inside of right underneath, in the side here, all the pipes that we just took out, then it just would ruin inside here. So what pieces of dirt or something to that effect could be part of it. So at this point we have it in place. I'm going to turn it on. And it's good to leave the faucet. It's good to leave the faucets open as well. And then we just get that out. And we'll open the other one. As I mentioned now, remember, we're going to put it out. Okay. And that's here. We have the water coming out. As you can see, it's a full flow. And we check underneath, make sure there are no leaks. So this washer itself goes right in there. We're all set. And we'll put that back. As you can see, the faucet assembly is now in place. So we're just going to double check, make sure that everything's all set. And remember, the aerator is important to take out first and then put it back after you open the shutoffs underneath. So at this point, everything's working fine. We've changed the faucet, the customer's happy. So what I'd like to do, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at ftmenergy@gmail.com, or you can look us up online at ftmenergy.com. And if you would like, you can give us a call at 781-626-6184 if you have any additional information that you would like to have us to provide. But again, thank you very much for watching this, and hopefully we provided you with an informative video. Thank you again, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.